Welcome to the 46th Annual Honors Fall Convocation. Each year, we gather to welcome our incoming students and recognize individuals who contribute to excellence from across the University of Houston community through the interdisciplinary and collaborative design of the Honors College. I'm Heidi Apple, Dean of the Honors College. It's a privilege and an honor to lead one of the best honors colleges in the country. I'm excited to support its bright future together with all of you. Before our program gets started this evening, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a few special guests with us tonight. President Renu Khator. And we have some other university administrators. So I want to thank all of you, beyond the students, for joining us this evening. University administrators and friends, we're so glad you can join us in this celebration. It takes a campus to raise an honor student. Their success is your success. And we're supported by the many partnerships Honors has across the U.S. campus. I'd like to recommend and recognize a couple other campus leaders with us tonight. I ask each of you to stand as I call your name, and I ask you, the audience, to hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Ramanan Krishnamurthy, Vice President for Energy and Innovation. Dr. Jim Briggs, Associate Provost for Faculty Affairs. Dr. Joe Curtin, who I think wasn't able to be with us tonight. And I have a bunch of fellow deans, some amazing dean leaders on campus here. Would you please rise as your name is called? And you'll find them seated up to my right in the front. From the College of Education, Dean Kathy Horn. From the College of Arts and Liberal Sciences, Dean Dan O'Connor. From the C.T. Bauer College of Business, Dean Zhojun Gang. From the Catherine G. McGovern College of the Arts, Andrew Davis. From the Gerald D. Hines College of Architecture and Design, Dean Patricia Belton Oliver. From the College of Sciences and Mathematics, Dean Gregory Dudley. And from the Graduate College of Social Work, Dean Yarnesia Dyson. Thank you for being here and being such great leaders. Honors alumni, please rise. Welcome home. Welcome home. Honors is a commitment to excellence through a fully lived and examined life, a commitment that extends well beyond graduation. Alumni, you are a testament to that, and we're so glad you're here. Now, will the members of the Honors College Advisory Board please stand? Some of them are also alumni. We thank you for the examples of success you represent and all of your work on our behalf. Now, will the honors faculty and staff please stand? Day in, day out, your exceptional work and accomplishments in and out of the classroom create the vitality and the quality of the honors experience. I appreciate you deeply for that. And we now need to recognize the reason we are all here tonight. Will all new honor students please rise? Welcome to campus. We recognize your outstanding achievements that have brought you to this day. And we're excited for the personal and intellectual growth you've begun at the University of Houston. We can't wait to see you thrive. I'm now honored to welcome Renu Couture to the podium. As president of the University of Houston and chancellor of the University of Houston system, her fearless leadership has made the university an institution of first choice for outstanding faculty, staff, and students. And it's a source of pride in the city, in the state, and the nation. For that, we thank her, and tonight, once again, welcome her, President Couture.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. Let's see, you all are really students. I was watching you as you stood up. You were such a handsome-looking group, too, other than being smart. So that's pretty awesome. Well, first of all, let me say congratulations to all of you, because clearly you're very smart, you're very bright, you're disciplined, you're goal-oriented. That's the reason you got selected to come here to the Honors College. It is truly, truly a special place. I mean, I love all my colleges, but you are also in some other college too, but I truly think this is a special place. I consider Honors College education here as what I call is Ivy plus education. Now let me tell you why. It's Ivy because you will find that same rigor and even more just like a liberal arts school. That's exactly what you will find here in the Honors College. All of those things that you will go through, human situations course, I know how much reading you will do, how much writing you will do, how many academic discourses you will have, and how you will have to expand your boundaries and challenge your assumptions, and nobody knows that better than those who are students here or alumni here. So you will truly get a very, very special education, and I'm not saying it just because it's our honors college. I have been at other university as an administrator where I had honors college. This is truly special. Why do I say Ivy plus? Because you get that Ivy education, but at the same time, you also get the benefits of being in a comprehensive university. You have so many students here. We are 48,000 students now, among the nation's top 20 universities here. And when you're large, you can offer many programs, many activities, and you have opportunities to meet with the students from 143 nations. You are in this very diverse community, in this city that is incredibly diverse, incredibly welcoming, and also full of leaders. We are right here. That means you are going to experience people who are coming from different walks of life. You are also going to have CEOs who are heading Fortune 500 companies, because they will be here to teach us easy for them, and we welcome them. This is that kind of a university. Also, you have excellent programs in music, in dance, in visual arts. In case this is your first visit to this beautiful hall, Morse Opera House, one of the most beautiful opera houses, I think, and one of the greatest opera programs, I feel. I may be a little biased, but you know, I'm allowed to. But I want to point your attention to upstairs. See, look at that painting. That's Stella here, the famous artist Stella's painting here. This is the largest piece that he has ever had, and it's right here. You will find so much of absolute treasures here at the university with the public arts. And you probably have noticed that there is so much construction going on. It's all the fencing around, the fountain isn't there. But you know what? I know walking is hard. I know it's hot. It's going to be okay in a few weeks, you know, if the temperature will cool down. And rather than complaining, I would say just get, you know, your sneakers like I have, you know, and just walk around and don't complain. A sign of progress. We have $1 billion worth of construction going on this campus. The campus is going to be completely transformed by the time our centennial comes. Okay, so all of that, those are pluses with Ivy. The last plus I want to point out, where else would you find an Ivy League school? I'm saying Ivy League education in quotes because ours is better anyway, but that education with a school that has a sensational #1 basketball team. You are not going to find that anywhere. So, and we are building football there too. That's the goal. So just join us on our journey. Now, you are going to be successful. I'm not here to give you advice. I know that because you are at this point. You can't get there at this point if you want discipline or goal-oriented or if you want a high achiever. But I just want to point out one thing to you, which is every successful person, no matter in what walk of life they are, there's one thing in common in all of them, and that is they dare to step out of their comfort zone. You already have shown that because you could have taken life easy and said, well, I don't need to really go to honors college and read those 50 books. They gave me these many books the first time I visited honors college. I was like, my head was dizzy, so I empathize with you, but that'll build your character. Also, you will have many opportunities here to walk out of your comfort zone. You have over 580 student organizations. Get involved, see where your interest is, do great things. I can also just tell you that there are just few things that are important. I know you won't remember those, but I often think about it, of my journey that brought me today from where I was to where I'm standing today as your chancellor. And that is, there are 3 things that I might just share with you, and in case maybe one day you might remember that. And first of those things is really having dreams. I'm not talking about just goals. Goals are very pragmatic. Goals are very well defined. However, dreams are much bigger. Always have a dream, even if it's a crazy dream, even if it's an unattainable dream, even if it seems like everybody says, what kind of a dream is that? Doesn't matter. It's your dream. Own it. Have it. You have no idea how much power those dreams give to you. And then second thing is, once you have the dream, it's not just enough. You got to find the passion. And that's what this university will do for you in 4 years. It's not about textbooks. It's not just about passing exams. It's about finding your passion and finding your dream. If you don't have a well-defined dream, I hope you do that. But passion, most definitely you will find here. When your passion and your goal and your dream, they all combine together, nobody can stop you. You become unstoppable. So remember to find your passion here and connect it with your dream. But that itself is not enough. There is third thing also I've learned in life, very, very important, which is remember to be humble. You always need to remember, even up to this point, you haven't come here just by yourself. There has been your family, your teachers, your friends, your support system involved. During this 4 years journey, you're going to find exactly the same thing. No matter what your journey will have other travelers, those who will support you, those who will encourage you. They might be your peers, they might be your superiors, doesn't matter. Everybody's journey has other travelers. To make sure to realize that number one, you're not alone, but the number two, that you have so many people to be thankful for. All of the opportunities in life. If you start counting blessings in your life, you will never have time to complain about anything. Our lives have so much to give to us. So remember, once you think about humility, you think about all those people who have made your journey possible, it will give you a sense of obligation. That just like people have become part of your journey, you have an obligation to become part of their journey. You will find many students who may not be in honors college, who may be struggling in the classes that you sit in. Extend a helping hand. See if you can encourage them. See if you can help them. Because we do have very challenging times. Everybody is going through some kind of adversity. I'm not talking about just my kind of adversity. We all have some kind of adversity. See how you can become a light in the lives of those people who are looking for one. And if you can think of that as your responsibility of helping 10 other students, I think this university will be even greater than what it is today. I know you have a fabulous speaker here. That's the example of what Honors College students and alumni do. And you will find him absolutely dynamic. I am very grateful to the faculty of the Honors College because I know they go over and above beyond their duty to be with you, to engage you in discourse. And I certainly thank all the staff, but mostly I thank you for choosing the University of Houston. You had choices. Thank you for choosing the University of Houston. And I assure you, we'll do our best. However, it's very possible in such a big university that things always don't stand together. And as I said it in my welcome video, I'm just going to repeat it to you. If you have a problem that you cannot solve by yourself, first thing, you will have to try to solve it yourself, because life is not going to always give you an address and say, okay, write it here and your problem will get solved. You got to have that skill. But if you cannot solve it, instead of worrying about that problem, I want you to just send me an email. Don't worry about my name, just president@uh.edu, easy to remember, and give me an opportunity to solve your problem if I can and how I can. So with that, I want you to know we care about you, you're special, and I certainly hope you have an excellent 4 years journey. Yes, you are graduating in 4 years, okay? If you love us so much, after that, continue with your master's program, stay for 6 years, do your bachelor's, do your master's, go out together. But graduate in 4 years. We love you, and you are precious to us. Thank you so much. Come for football game, come for basketball game, and always wear red on Fridays. With that, go Cougs.
Thank you, President Couture, for joining us tonight. Our students, alumni, faculty, and staff here are grateful for your vision for the university and for the strides we've made during the time that you've been president. My name is Stuart Long, and I serve as Associate Dean of Undergraduate Research in the Honors College. It's my honor tonight to introduce tonight's musical artists. I first became acquainted with each of these students a few years ago during the Follies Talent Show at our annual Honors Retreat. The audience there was blown away by their performance, and I'm most pleased now to present these two honors students, saxophonist Vin Pham, a senior biology major, and pianist He Cao, a senior biochemical and biophysical sciences major. Gentlemen, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Finn and He, for that beautiful performance. Good evening. I am Dr. Christine Laveau-Haley, and it is my pleasure to welcome back a distinguished 2012 Honors College alum and to introduce him as our featured speaker for this evening. Dr. Joshua Ellis is an attending faculty physician at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, where he currently serves as the Clerkship Director of Emergency Medicine. He is also the Clinical Director of Project HEAL, a program devoted to preventing gun violence recidivism, work that exemplifies both his medical expertise and his deep commitment to community health. Dr. Ellis's spirit of care and leadership was clear during his time here at the University of Houston, where he earned his bachelor's in history and a minor in medicine and society from the Honors College. As a student, he served as the Honors Ambassador President and was recognized for his contributions to campus life by receiving the Honors College Outstanding Senior Service Award and the University of Houston Dean's Award. Since leaving UH, Joshua has continued to build on that foundation, earning his medical degree from Howard University, completing an emergency medicine residency at Mayo Clinic, teaching at Harvard Medical School, and earning a Master of Public Health from Harvard. Dr. Ellis continues to receive awards for his dedicated commitment to public health. We are so pleased to have you with us here tonight, Dr. Ellis. There he is. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Joshua Ellis.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Laveau-Haley, thank you so much for that introduction. It is so good to be back in Houston. First, giving honor to Madam President Renu Couture, Dean Heidi Apple, distinguished alumni, Honors College faculty, students, family members, and of course always, LJ Cryer and Case Keenum, #GoCougs. It is so good to be back in Houston. Although I graduated years ago, it is evident to me that this place will always have a special place in my heart, and that will never be more true than when we were down by 6 with 34 seconds left on the clock against Duke basketball, and LJ Cryer led us to victory into the NCAA championship, #GoCougs. It is so, so good to be back in Houston. I want to recognize the Terry Foundation and all the good work that it does. Where are my Terry scholars at? All right. Where are my national merits at? I'd also like to highlight that music piece. And if you aren't impressed by the music you just heard, read their bios in your Convocation itinerary when you have a chance to your program. It's phenomenal what University of Houston Honors College is displaying on the stage for us. The Honors College has a way of bringing together some of the most ambitious and excellent students who've all traveled different paths and hardships to get here, and who have all had unique, incredible aspirations before them. So with that, I'm humbled and I'm honored to be giving this speech to you today. For so long and in so many ways, I've revered this institution. So forgive me if my voice trembles here and there, because really, right before your eyes, I'm realizing the kid that I used to be, a kid who once sat in the same seats that you all are in. I vividly remember the speaker at my own convocation who stood before me on this very stage. It was actually the Hilton College, but a stage. In that moment, I could never have imagined that one day I could possibly be given the same honor as he. That is, to welcome you and inspire you on this amazing moment in your lives. So in preparing for this speech, I've relived that moment 1,000 times. And to be quite honest, I mostly remember that all I was thinking about were things that I know you all are thinking about. You don't actually want to be here, but you have to listen to this speech. Your parents, grandparents, and family are in town for a few more hours, likely dropping off a child to college for the first time in their lives. No big deal. Clap for your parents and family. Clap for your parents. I myself am half black, half Mexican from San Antonio, and I am a first-generation college student. Everything in my life was made possible for me through the love and hard work of my parents, JR and Candy Ellis. And I am so grateful that they and my husband, the Reverend CJ Fowler, are in the audience supporting me today. So one more time, clap for your family and parents. Mind you, at this point in my convocation, like many of you, I was actively plotting on how to get rid of them. After all, I had more important things to do. You have more important things to do. The Cowboys are on tonight. It's Beyonce's birthday. What's up, Houston? What's up, Third Ward, right? I needed to go to Target to get supplies for the room. I had a new exciting roommate to meet. My roommate, Peter Watson, would eventually be my best friend, at my wedding, my incredible financial advisor, and in this room today some 17 years later. No pressure, future roommates. Thank you, Peter Watson. And so, with that being said, where is this? Like many of you, I also had to be fresh. I had a brand new pair of all-white Air Force Ones on, and admittedly, it is a dagger to my rib cage to hear Gen Z and Gen Alpha call the shoes of my native culture and existence retro or vintage. Admittedly, I was also stressed about where my classes were and about having to get good grades and perfect grades and how I wanted to make my family proud and how I needed to win a Nobel Prize by the age of 23 or I would be a complete failure. But in my recollection of not just this day, but this chapter of my life, what I remember most brings me to two principles I want to leave with you today. The first is this: life was and is epic, magically epic. Just think about the magic that lies on the journey you're about to embark on. I mean, if this was Hogwarts, you'd be ready. Syllabus printed, cloaks ironed, books ready to go. And I'd argue that the magic of this is all right here at the University of Houston in the Honors College. There's magic in the Estes Library, named after our founding dean, where you will take the timeless course, The Human Situation, and study theories of justice and piety through the Socratic dialogues of Plato and the Hebrew texts of Genesis and the ancient Greek works of Homer. Literally epic. There is something epic and magic in seeing the world for the first time while studying abroad and truly to learning a new language and speaking to a new people. It will be epic the morning you slam your fist on desk in furious debate during a Black political thought course taught by the wonderful and strikingly fabulous Dr. Laveau Haley. Woo, yes, well, please, Dr. Laveau Haley. And it will be ball field, brazenly shirtless, covered in paint and sweat, having spent overnight to secure your seats, foaming at the mouth, and running toward nothing and everything at the same time, complete ecstasy. Maybe you'll get to touch a helmet. But I hope all of this for you. There was a time that I would have hoped that none of you get told by Dr. Morrison that your human sit paper could have been a nice filet mignon, but in fact wasn't. A true story, an epic story. But looking back, I do hope that you get genuine feedback. Feedback that takes time and energy and effort. And I hope that you get pushed to become a better studier, time manager, and yes, a better writer. And after all, not everyone is going to and not everyone can get an A. Trust me, honors college students especially, grade inflation is not your friend, okay? I do laugh that somehow I had convinced myself that the world would come to an end if I made a B in a course. I was quickly humbled. By the time I got to organic chemistry, I was a seasoned and hardened soldier. Yes, despite my accolades, I too have spent overnighters crying in the library, desperately trying to cram for finals, and overslept for class, or had to strategically drop a class that I would have otherwise failed. And in medical school, as the race got bigger, I fell behind and I retook courses. And as a physician in the emergency department, I have had life and death depend on my hands. And I have failed. I'm reminded of the pandemic and how, in the very beginning, we had ran out of tests in Boston. We had to turn away patients who were floridly positive with symptoms, and sending them back on public transportation to their grandparents' house or back to work in a crowded warehouse without that needed COVID diagnosis. I'm reminded of the time that a young man presented to the emergency room after a car accident this past body that seemed like it could survive anything. But unfortunately, he lost pulses right in front of us in the ER. We did seemingly every procedure I've ever been trained to do: intubation, central line, chest tube, thoracotomy. And I got to see his young, still heart beat again with spontaneous circulation. A victory that took a decade to train for and seemingly hours to accomplish. A victory that gave the family a chance to be at his bedside, and a victory that was short-lived because he would eventually succumb to his injuries in the operating room. This is hard stuff. This whole epic journey is and will be challenging and hard. You will be challenged. It's a beautiful and necessary part of this journey. So remember where you stand right now. And as the semester drags on, remember the awe of this moment. There are people who would give anything to be in your shoes right now. And there are people whose spot you took. And I truly believe that no matter what failures you go through in this chapter, that your lowest expectations of yourselves are the highest aspirations of those who didn't have these opportunities. And I just truly hope that in all of it, for the entire academic year, you continue to realize how epic all of this is. So make it count. Every class, every second, we are here to learn and we are here to grow. Just as we will need to write papers and dissertations, we will soon be writing political briefings and legislation. Just as we will need to show up on time for our 8 a.m. chemistry lab on Saturdays, we soon will need to show up on time for our emergency department shifts to relieve the doctor who's been working overnight for 12 hours. And just as you will study morality and speak on morality during your medicine society courses and human courses, you will be faced with the same lessons in your career. I am the clinical director of Project HEAL. At the University of Arkansas, I serve as a clinical director of Project HEAL. Project HEAL is Arkansas's first and only hospital-based violence intervention program, or HVIP. Houston just started their first HVIP in 2023. Project HEAL essentially provides resources and services to victims of gun violence, hoping to end the cycle of violence, ultimately reducing recidivism and re-injury amongst its participants. This is something I'm very proud of. As a clinician researcher, NIH grant, and I use implementation science and complex research methodology to prove its efficacy. I get to use incredible skills that I learned walking through the halls of Howard, the Mayo Clinic, and Harvard. However, while reducing recidivism and re-injury is important and would save the hospital and a ton of money, I remember sitting during the testimony of one of our participants. A young lady was shot while being robbed, not a thug, not a gangbanger. She talked to us about how she lost her job and required extensive medical supplies like ostomy bags and diapers, how she had PTSD and chronic pain, and how she felt like she was a burden onto her own family. And she told us how much it meant to have our team call her every week. I could tear up a little. Because thanks to Project HEAL, if you get shot in Arkansas, faced a near-death experience, had someone fully committed to killing you, we will get you a year's worth of therapy, social work access, peer support, transportation to all medical appointments, and a call from a member of my team every week, no questions asked, and regardless of recidivism or re-injury. And these were lessons I picked up right here walking the halls of the Honors College at the University of Houston. I'm so proud of my role here and my experience at the University of Houston. So make it count, every second, once again. And while you're here, cherish the lessons and the memories that you will. This may be the only chance you have at this chapter, and certainly it'll be the only chance you will have with this amazing and brilliant, motivated and ambitious cohort of individuals all together at the very same time. Which brings me to my second and last principle for you today, and that is to look to your left and right, thank you, and realize that everyone else in this auditorium and in your classes will be going through the same story as you. And just for a second, imagine that you are not the main character. Yes, my final task today is to be the best supporting character imaginable to those around you. That's right. I want you to steal the show. Alexis Rose, Jazzy Jeff, Carlton Banks, Claire Dunphy, Principal Ava, or yes, even Dobie the house elf himself. You should aim to use yourself, your time, and your energy to strive for the best possible outcome in their epic story. And this is for everyone around you. That's right. Mates, your classmates, your professors, your teachers, cafeteria workers, the person in the elevator, and yes, even your arch nemesis. The best version of your roommate's story is that you cleaned up without them having to comfortably ask you to. The best version in your professor's story is that you worked hard for your grade that you earned, and you earned that grade, and you appreciated them for the role that you played in your education. And yes, the best version of your parents' story is that you call them as often as they want you to. As often as they want you to, Mom. And even the student who is from your rival high school across town, that student who disagrees with you politically, and who, despite your passionate efforts, will never change their mind. We need to root for this person too. Their success is Houston's success. And believe it or not, their success is your success. Roommates and your classmates will go off and become judges and doctors, and your idols and mentors will become deans. And I do believe that a future governor of Texas and a future president of the United States is sitting in this room right here with us. Renu Couture. I wish. But if we don't believe it, no one will. And we have to trust each other to rise to the occasion. We have to trust each other. Because remember that once your colleagues and your classmates do become successful, they will undoubtedly write a memoir or have a documentary, and you, the best supporting character of this chapter in their life, naturally will be included. And I want that chapter in that memoir to be the greatest chapter in that whole story. No pressure, slight pressure. If it is your best friend who you see excelling in every way, perfect grades, leadership, research, and they're pretty, that friend who inspires you, it is during this chapter that they tell the story that just when they thought they were killing it, you whispered in their ear and you said, "Go harder." It is during this chapter that, if it is your mentor, during your convocation speech, I hope they tear up and I hope their hearts get warm when you speak about the impact they had on you, the lessons that they taught you. Dr. Brenda Roden, Sarah Bojani, Dr. Christine Laveau-Haley, Dr. Ian Morrison, and so many, many others who saw me grow into an adult before their very eyes, whose children grew into young adults before my eyes through all the Christmas cards and updates I got in the mail. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, if it is your arch nemesis, and this chapter needed a villain, you better be the worst kind of villain. The one who made perfect grades, volunteers on the weekends, got into medical school, is nice and loved by everyone. Yes, the worst kind of villain, the boss battle. In the story of David and Goliath, might I ask you, how menacing and how powerful did Goliath have to be? How many people did he have to slay, and how many victories did he have to win so that it was his defeat that could serve as proof that David could vanquish all enemies? A story that would last for eternity. Think about who you have to be and what you will have to accomplish to make their story last for eternity. Their epic story. And then think of who you will have, and then the tall task of playing you, the Goliath in that Netflix documentary. Make these moments count. Earn your spot in the memoirs and legends and speeches, and hope that the writers of these memoirs accomplish all the grandiose goals that they have set before them, and be grateful that you have the honor and the privilege to play a positive role in their epic tale. University of Houston Honors College, I hope that I've earned a spot in your legacy. Every interview I've been representing you, and I hope that I've made you proud. Congratulations and good luck on the start of your semester.
Thank you, Josh, for your inspiring words. We are so thankful that you were able to make time to come back home to the University of Houston to speak with us tonight. I have a small token of appreciation for you. Usually, our keynote speaker receives a gift of several texts from the college signature course, The Human Situation, but since I know Dr. Ellis has saved all of his texts from his freshman year, we decided to gift him with several Honors College branded items so that he can represent the Honors College at the University of Arkansas. My name is Brenda Roden, and I'm the Honors College Assistant Dean for Student Success. We have now reached the recognition part of our ceremony this evening, and it is my pleasure to recognize a number of talented University of Houston students. Students, as I call out each group, please stand and remain standing until I ask you to be seated. I ask that you hold your applause until we reach the end of each set of recognitions. Each year, we identify our very best first-year students. We recognized them individually last spring at the Undergraduate Scholars and Major Awards Dinner, but I would ask for the outstanding first-year students to stand and be recognized. And we can clap for them. You may be seated. Next, we would like to recognize all of our scholarship recipients. This includes Tier 1, the Terry Foundation, National Merit, Academic Excellence, Honors College Scholars, and all other scholarship winners. Please stand. You may be seated. Finally, please stand if you're a member of Phi Beta Kappa, Phi Kappa Phi, or Omicron Delta Kappa, the National Honor Societies facilitated by the Honors College. And let's clap for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean Roden. My name is Ben Rader, and I am the Honors College's Assistant Dean for Undergraduate Research, Major Awards, and Learning Abroad/Away. Participating in research enables students to work one-on-one in collaboration with a faculty mentor and contribute to original scholarship at the undergraduate level. Through research opportunities, UH students become more flexible and creative critical thinkers, develop and hone their leadership and collaboration skills, enhance their professional growth and advancement, making them better prepared for life after graduation, all while supporting UH's role as a Carnegie Tier 1 university. Would all students who participated in undergraduate research programs please stand up, including the following programs: PERS, SURF, HERE, Mellon Research Scholars, Houston Scholars, REACH, Energy Scholars, Frameworks, Ferris Fellows, and other undergraduate research activities. Let's give them all a hand. You can please be seated. A major fellowship, or RU, can offer an unparalleled experiential learning opportunity. Merely applying provides a chance to grow as a scholar and a person. The often rigorous nature of the applications affords students the opportunity to reflect on their time at UH, set goals, and clarify their paths. Receiving a fellowship can open doors to undergraduate research, international travel, and admission to prestigious graduate programs. UH students have achieved incredible success applying for these opportunities, and I hope many of you sitting here tonight will become the next Fulbrighter, Marshall Scholar, or Truman recipient. Please stand if you have found success as a recipient or honoree of a nationally competitive scholarship or fellowship. Many of these recipients are currently abroad or in graduate school, benefiting from the experiences their awards are making possible. So please join me in a round of applause for them. Every year at Convocation, we recognize the Frameworks Fellows, participants in a year-long program that develops the humanities research skills and habits necessary to meet the publication standards of a dedicated undergraduate journal, Frameworks. In 2024-2025, the theme was Our Houston, and our fellows researched the city's complex cultural intersections. Congratulations on your publication, Frameworks Fellows. It is also customary at Convocation to award the Frameworks Prize for Excellence Undergraduate Research in the Interdisciplinary Humanities. This year, an honorable mention goes to Noah Cook for his essay, To Brighten a City, to Enlighten a Soul, a look inside Houston's Rothko Chapel, which the adjudicators agreed was a nuanced mix of personal reflection and the history of one of the city's most iconic art installations. The 2025 Frameworks Prize goes to Emmy Tomasello for their article, Between Idolatry and Censorship, the University of Houston and its Controversies. The adjudicators hailed it as a theoretically sophisticated social and art history analysis that displays a judicious approach to discussing social controversy with the nuance and complexity essential for a healthy public sphere. Please join me in congratulating Noah and Emmy. This year, we are also announcing the winners of the Human Situation Essay Prize. The Human Situation is the great books class all first-year honors students take, and in which they ask the great questions that have compelled humans for as long as they have written their thoughts down. The Frameworks Journal contains the 2 best essays written in the class last year as decided by a committee of human situation professors. They are Sarah Malik for her essay, Friendship as Savior, the Necessity of Friendship in the Bhagavad Gita, and Carden Tran for his essay, The Search for Utopia, the Role of Suffering in Voltaire's Candide. Congratulations. If you are interested, and every first-year student should be because it contains 2 excellent examples of human situation essays, the Frameworks Journal is available online. Please pick up or scan a QR code on your way out. So congratulations again to all Frameworks Fellows.
Thank you, Dean Rader. My name is Jonathan Williamson, and I'm the Honors College's Associate Dean for Academic Programs and Faculty Affairs. Students in the Honors College choose from a broad array of opportunities beyond the classroom that serve to enhance their undergraduate education, from undergraduate research to community-engaged learning, learning abroad and away, and competitive debate. These experiences deepen students' understanding, enhance their personal and professional growth, and increase their engagement with the world around them. I'd like the following groups of students to stand and to remain standing. Please stand if you're a student in the Community Advocacy and Responsive Engagement or CARE program, in the Honors and Community Health program, or a part of the Community Health Workers Initiative. If you participate in the Honors Debate program, including Teams for Policy Debate, Model United Nations, Model Arab League, Model G20, Model WHO, Mock Trial, and Moot Court. Please also stand if you participated in a Learning Abroad program, including this year's trips to Rome or to the Dominican Republic. Let's recognize all the great experiential learning that these students are doing during their time at the University of Houston. Thank you, and please be seated. Moving now to the people who teach and serve those great students, I'd like the following faculty whose work has been recognized with an award in the last year to stand and to remain standing. The Ted Estes Award winner for Academic Leadership recognized the work of Hyan Chara. The B. and Key Wong Faculty Award for Excellence in Honors Engagement went to Terry Hallmark. The B. and Key Wong Faculty Engagement Award recognized Max Reynard. And the Dean's Award for Outstanding Faculty went to Robert Krim. Thank you. Finally, I'd like to recognize the contributions of the many faculty and staff from across the university through their mentorship of our students in and out of the classroom. If you have mentored any of our students in any fashion, please stand so that we can acknowledge your contributions. I know the honors faculty and staff have, so they should be standing. But there are many other partners. Thank you all for your dedicated teaching and service to our great students.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Williamson, and all our great presenters tonight. Are you impressed yet? There's so much accomplishment around us, and incoming students, there's so much accomplishment ahead for you. Everyone, as you can see, it does take a campus, a whole campus, to raise an honor student, and it takes excellence to raise excellent students. We're so glad you're all here to help celebrate both. As we conclude our program, we ask the students exit the auditorium to the right to pick up our tokens of appreciation for you becoming a part of the Honors College. On your way out to the Honors College for game night. I'm going to have to check all other guests. Please turn to the left as you exit the auditorium to join us for a reception. Now, and let's end with a full-throated hoot led by some of our honors students. Would those students please rise? You ready? Thank you for being here, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.